Hello everyone, before we start this video, I just want to say that this video is brought to you by the Lazada Group. We are a group of students from UniKL, and this video is for our intercultural class. I am the host for today. My name is Amzar, and we have the board of editors consisting of Zakwan, Akmal, Ayman, Lydia, and Aisha. Without further ado, today we are going to talk about one of the most historical countries in the world, and that country is Italy. Yes, I love pizza. Italy is a country that is rich in history and culture. Now, I'm sure that you've heard of Italy at least once in your life, right? Like, come on. Which brings us to the next question. Just where is Italy? And to answer that, I have this map. Now, as you can see, Italy is located in Europe. If you don't recognize it already, right above the Mediterranean Sea and right under several neighboring countries such as France, Switzerland, Austria, and Slovakia. It is also off the coast of the Adriatic Sea, which is near Albania. So in short, Italy is somewhere in Europe that has many neighboring countries surrounding it, its capital being Rome. Now, for this video, we will be covering several sections to bring you on a journey back in time to the present to help you further understand the country of Italy. So sit back, have some pizza, and enjoy the show. First and foremost comes the history of Italy. Back in the day, and I mean like several hundred years ago, Italy didn't exist yet. But what did was the Roman Empire, which had Italy at its center. The Roman Empire was one of the largest empires from the ancient world, expanding well over 4.4 million kilometers square. And to compare that to modern countries, it is around half the United States, which has an estimated area of 9.8 million kilometers square. But considering its time, it was by far one of the most dominant empires in the world. Now, after the end of a great era of the Roman Empire, somewhere around 1600, came the Italian Renaissance, a time of outstanding cultural achievements and feats by the Italians that made them one of the leading countries in Europe, giving birth to many individuals that to this day are still remembered for their outstanding artistic feats and discoveries. Now, fun fact, if you've ever watched the Teenage Ninja Turtles show as a kid, which I did, the names of the four turtles are actually the names of some of the most influential individuals within Italian society. And these names are Donatello, Leonardo, Michelangelo, and Raphael. Now we're going to be talking about several of the achievements accomplished by the Italians. The first of which is an architectural feat, the Colosseum. Now, the Colosseum is located at the center of Rome. This feat of architecture was used as an entertainment hub for Italians, for either the nobles or commoners alike. It was built some many years ago, and to this day is considered a feat of exponential capability by the Italians themselves. Now, however, it is used as a workshop and a fortress by the Italian government. Next, by far the most popular painting in the world as of this video is the Mona Lisa, a painting of a beautiful woman smiling. It was painted by a legendary aristocrat, Leonardo da Vinci, and it is one of the most astonishing feats of art ever crafted, and just shows how artistic the people of Italians were back in the era of the Renaissance. And not to forget the Pantheon, which formerly was a Roman temple, where the Romans worshipped their gods. And for your information, the Roman mythology is, well, the Olympians. Zeus, Hades, Poseidon are the big three gods from that mythology. Now it serves as a Catholic church for Christians in modern times. Talking about history sure gets boring. Well, I'm hungry. I'm getting hungry. Maybe I should get some food. And with that, let's take a look at Italian cuisine. See what I did there? That transition. Now, I'm pretty confident that all of you have at least eaten or heard of Italian cuisine at least once in your life. I'm pretty sure. After all, some of its food are considered the most popular in the world. And that food especially is pizza, which to this day is still the ranked number one as the most popular food in the world. Google it. I'm sure that's the one. And I gotta say, I love pizza, and pretty much a lot of the dishes from Italy. Thinking about ordering a main dish? Well, pizza, pasta, and lasagna will keep your belly full of flavor. And once you've had your meal, you're thinking about dessert? Tiramisu will keep you company. And to be honest, tiramisu, even till now, is by far my favorite dessert. That's my opinion at least. Italian food have a more sweet and savory flavor, probably because of its main ingredients, identified as tomatoes and cheese. Yes, cheese. Italians love cheese, like they really do. Many of popular cheese in the world were first discovered in Italy, such as the mozzarella or the parmesan. And well, tomatoes in their dishes, it brings a lot of that flavor. And I'm sure that all of you love tomatoes in their dishes. Next, let's get some tunes in my ears. And unfortunately, it's not the modern kind. We're going back several hundred years ago. But songs from long ago are still popular to this day. And I hope in the future too. So, well, let's talk about it. There's a bunch of music even way back then in Italy. Some wrote songs for the locals, like their villages. Italian folk musicians used the dialect of their own regional tradition to sing their written songs. Yes, very original and creative. It brings a feeling of connection to the citizens of that area, and this unites them together. Next, we have Baroque music. I hope I said that right. Which was first composed approximately around the 1600s to the 1750. And the word Baroque came from the Portuguese word Barroco, which means misshapen pearl. So I guess there's a connection between the Italian music and the Portuguese. Maybe they got their inspiration from the Portuguese? Well, you know, classical music has always been a staple in history. And yes, it's a staple to Italian culture. That is also known to this modern day, where we have a bunch of types of musics now. Now, classical music were composed around the 1750s to 1820s, and it is by far one of the most historical forms of music known worldwide, and Italians were really good at composing them. An example of an individual with major contributions to Italian's classical music is Antonio Vivaldi. In addition, the Italian opera were the first operas ever written, approximately around 1600, by Baroque composers. And there have been many famous foreign composers of the Italian opera, including Handel, Gluck, and Mozart, which were originally written in Italian. Very interesting, right? Now, speaking of being classy, classical music, Italian is a country with one heck of a sense of fashion. Italians have several clothing that simply match their artistic backgrounds perfectly. One said example is the Arlecchino. God, I hope I'm saying this right. Or known as Harlequin. And no, we're not talking about the Harley Quinn from Batman. Now, the Arlecchino is a colorful costume with a black leather mask, and they have wooden spatulas in their pockets, apparently. It is one of the more creative and comedic looking costumes from the Italians. Now, next is the Colombina, an elegant dress with flowing skirt and an apron. The person that wears this, also called the servant of Venice, is a true teacher who knows all the secrets of her masters. Now, that sounds like a maid outfit to me, and yes, it is a maid outfit. And by the looks of it, if even maids have such a lavish outfit, it just goes to show just how good Italian sense of fashion were back then. Well, next, striking a white cap and a black mask that has a hooked nose, look no further than the Pulcinella, a classical character from the 17th century. Man, Italians really do love masks. And to be honest, masks are cool. And one thing we have to wear today as a necessity. Now today, however, Italians wear less masks, but this doesn't mean that the sense of fashion is lacking in any way. In fact, Italy is home to some of the most luxurious clothing brands in the world, such as Gucci, Versace, Armani, and Valentino. So yes, their sense of fashion has persisted the test of time. Now we're going to get to the lifestyle of Italians. What does it feel like to be part of such culturally rich background of people and history? Well, for starters, Italians love family, like a lot. Now, the strength of Italian families is great. It's amazing. And with some families choosing to live close to each other, like their relatives, Italians enjoy a lot of celebration with their family, be it on an occasion or perhaps once every few days. They just enjoy being around each other and would drink and eat together, which just shows how family oriented Italians are. Most of Italians practice Christianity, which further explains why the main religion in Italy is Roman Catholic. In fact, the Pope himself resides in Italy, in a city-state known as Vatican City, which is like technically the HQ of Christianity in Roman Catholic. Well, that's all we have to share today with you about Italy. We hope that you have enjoyed our video about this very interesting and historical country with such rich culture. This short trip of Italy. Now, if I've actually piqued your interest to travel to Italy, why not plan it for a future holiday perhaps? Of course, that's after our world has recovered from our current COVID pandemic. Well, anyways, stay safe everyone, and goodbye from the Lazada team. Thank you very much for watching.